So in today's video, what we're going to go over is some of the best ways as a producer to make big money. What we're going to outline in this video is 3 different revenue streams that I'm going to be pushing for this year, of which I think are worthwhile to making a lot of money. So before we start, I'm just going to say that the first one is beats that we are going to be covering. This was pretty much my whole revenue stream throughout the beginning of this year, before I started like focusing on YouTube a little bit more. And yeah, I was still in university at the time and I was making some pretty good money just off selling beats. So we're going to go into some of the strategies I used to be able to do that. These are just some loopholes I've found to selling a good amount of beats. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, so I've got a little list, so we're just going to go through some of these. So the first one is beats. So the likelihood is that if you are a producer, probably make beats, in which case once you've got the beat, you need to find a way of promoting it. So there is a few different places you can put them, so we're going to go through them now. So the first is Beatstars. So this is probably the most popular one. If you have been producing for a little bit, you've probably heard of Beatstars. So this is what Beatstars looks like, and this is where artists will find your beats and purchase them. So all the purchases from here come through to a PayPal account. So this is like the easiest way of getting your beats sold. You have a bunch of these different contract types which you can make yourself. So for the MP3, I've got $30. For the MP3 WAV and track stems, I've got $79, blah, blah, blah. And so on, you can negotiate a price if you think your beat's really good. Charge $1 million if you want. So yeah, so 99% of the times, to this day still, I still use Beatstars when I go to promoting any of my beats. Or even if someone just sort of hits me up and they're like, oh, I want this beat, I'll just send them the link to on my Beatstars. And yeah, it's just pretty much the easiest thing. They get the beat, I get my money, we're all good. So once you have got a beat uploaded to Beatstars, now you can sort of like get into where you're going to promote it. So the first obvious place is YouTube. So if you just type in beat, there's literally going to be a million, maybe even billions of beats, maybe not billions. So a good strategy if you are going this route would be to get something like TubeBuddy. So I even use this for doing these like YouTube videos. So what TubeBuddy does is it gets your keywords. So for example, if we just click on this one, now you got a bunch of keywords here which that person used, of which could have possibly been the reason why this beat blew the hell up. So if you press this show rankings, so now it's going to show you what are the top keywords for that artist. So Central C type beat 2021. And yeah, this is really important if you're doing the type beat game, is the keywords, and this is going to help you out. So you can even click on these and it'll tell you how likely you are to rank for it. So for example, Central C type beat 2021, I have a good chance of ranking for that, so that's pretty nice. Whereas if I type in something super generic like Juice WRLD type beat, I have a less of a chance of actually ranking for it. So in which case the best thing to do is not go for huge artists like Juice WRLD and Drake and Future, but go for some like smaller artists and work your way up from there. So that is how I would do the YouTube game. The next thing, which is super underrated, is Instagram DMs. So I'm going to show you a way how I use Instagram and SoundCloud together. So if we just go to SoundCloud, I've been over this in a video before. If you just go back to YouTube and think of a really big producer you like, so for example, one of the biggest ones, Young Taylor. So this guy has a big catalog of beats, and of which case he'll probably have a big catalog of artists also that are using his beats. So what you can do is then go back to SoundCloud and just type in like prod Young Taylor. So what this has done is shown all the big songs that this artist has produced. So for example, we have some really big ones like Little Skies, which got 34 million. Wow. But then we start to get like some smaller ones. So then if we go to tracks here and just do added in say the past month. Now these are some artists which have been using his beats. So if you are a producer and you have a similar style to, for example, Young Taylor, or just any producer that you pick, then you know these are the artists that you need to be checking out. So now from here, I can just like play through some of these songs, and you can just message these artists on SoundCloud. A lot of these people also have their email there, for example, and their Instagram. So this is a huge way of getting some good revenue streams by connecting with a lot of these smaller artists, and a lot of them always come back for beats anyway. So I know when I started doing this, literally within my first month of producing, I pretty much made more than I ever did before just doing this method. So you can literally just email them or message them and put, hey man, love your stuff, got some beats for you, hope you like them. Then just go to some beats that you've got and just attach them. I'm not actually going to save that. From here, if the person likes your stuff, he'll message you back, he might use some of your beats, and then this is sort of where you build a connection, and you're also getting sales at the same time. So this is probably where the majority of my income came in the first couple of months. And yeah, if you're struggling to connect with a lot of artists, this is the way for it. So that is how I will connect with artists over SoundCloud and Instagram. So the first income stream would be beats, and this is the way I'd go about doing them. So the next thing is YouTube revenue. So if I was going to give any advice to myself when I first started, it would have been to start YouTube earlier, to be honest. YouTube really opens up a lot more streams than just putting out like a beat on YouTube does. So this sort of lets you build like a community like we've got here. And yeah, it's just a lot more personal. So for example, with this, I'm earning money now from, for example, you watching this video. So that gets converted into ad revenue. So I know with YouTube, people get a different amount of what's called, I think it's RPM or CPM, one of them. And this ranges from like $1 all the way to like $100 for like particular channels. I know with music channels like this one, quite easy for people to put ads on it, as if this is a music channel, they're going to promote music advertisements, opposed to where if you're a vlogger, they don't really know what to put on there, like pizzas or different like spoons and stuff. So music is a really good one to start. I think right now my RPM is like $5, so that's $5 per 1,000 views, and 1,000 views over the whole catalog of videos is really not that much. So I'd say if you are thinking about starting YouTube, even if you're just putting out like one video every 2 weeks, get that started. So this opens up a whole new revenue stream. For example, in all my descriptions and the description of this video is links to like my drum kits, for example, and like sample packs, and these are all things that can be paid for, and these all add up to more money. So for example, I sell my drum kit for, I believe it's $20, and even my channel, I've literally just hit 2,000 subscribers. I make like a good amount of money off them a month, and this is all passive income. I don't have to really do anything else but edit these videos and put them out. The drum kit sales and everything like that sort of come themselves. So yeah, so YouTube is definitely a big one that I would recommend. And like I said, from here you can push more things, like maybe you want to get into doing clothing lines. If I had my own t-shirt here, you would see that I could push that. Drum kits, sample packs, just literally anything really. That's why you see all these vloggers with like 1,000 businesses for like shampoos and things, because once you've got the audience, you can pretty much sell anything. So yeah, so I'd say start building a community now, and yeah. Also, further down the line, the more you grow, you'll start getting like brand deals and things like that, which I know a lot of influencers get a lot of money off these like brand deals. Like some of them getting like thousands plus for like one post. So that could be you. It means you don't have to work at McDonald's anymore. You can just promote a keyboard. So yeah, that is YouTube and pretty much social media in general. Yeah, that's a big one. Last one I'm gonna go through is Spotify. The beats and the Spotify have pretty much stopped doing now, just because the YouTube and drum kits, I'm really pushing that at the moment. But Spotify, I think if you're a producer, anyone should be on Spotify. Just making some of these like lo-fi tracks and putting them on there. Some of these lo-fi tracks rake in a lot of views, like I'm talking thousands. Some people's full-time job is literally making lo-fi. So for example, if I go here and I just type in HM Surf, so this guy for example has 1 million monthly listeners. In money, let's figure that out. So 1 million streams on Spotify money. So that's roughly $4,366 a month. What? Just making a few lo-fi beats. I could literally make a whole lo-fi beat tape in like 12 minutes. So what have you got to lose? This one's got 13 million. So let's figure that out. So 4,006 times 13. So that one lo-fi song apparently made 56,000 pounds, which is ridiculous, off some nice little lo-fi song. So that is pretty much how I became fully dependent on music income at the beginning. My main focus was beats, but slowly I'm like progressing into YouTube. These are all the revenue streams I'm going to be pushing, and all the ones which are definitely worthwhile to make you a lot of money. So in 2021, this is the list of things I would be pushing for, and yeah, let's get this bread.